In the previous chapter, Theo overwhelms Curson with the true Gravekeeper sword art, pushing her into a furious assault. Just as the mausoleum begins collapsing, Kelton Hannibal arrives and stops the fight. While both factions clash, two bishop-class blood priests appear, revealing the child as the key to their god's plan. Theo transforms, rescues Cassandra from a demonic hand, but an even deadlier attack crashes down on them. As the blood priest commanded the massive demonic hands to strike Theo, Theo was visibly shocked. Seeing the attack, Leje became deeply worried for Theo and cried out in panic. At the same moment, Eode launched an attack toward Leje, completely shifting her attention. Meanwhile, Kelton watched everything with a smug smile. Despite finding the cultists disgusting, he believed they were still useful. With the holy relic they had brought, he was convinced the operation was practically guaranteed to succeed. The giant demonic hands then came crashing down toward Theo. Everyone feared that Theo had been caught by the devastating attack. However, Theo avoided the strike without suffering even a single scratch. He revealed that he had trusted someone to risk everything to protect Cassandra from the attack. Theo then reminded them once again that Cassandra was not an object to be treated like merchandise. As he assessed the battlefield, Theo realized he was facing two bishop-level priests. He knew he could defeat them if he were fighting alone. However, protecting Cassandra, while battling both powerful priests at the same time, would make the fight far more difficult. Just as the battle intensified, Cassandra stepped forward, leaving Theo completely stunned. One of the blood priests burst into laughter, believing everything had finally returned to its rightful place. He praised Cassandra's resolve and prepared to grant the remaining heretics what he considered a merciful and peaceful death. Instead, Cassandra gathered mana into her hand. She revealed that she would use the very magic she had learned from them to stop them once and for all. An overwhelming surge of mana erupted from her body, leaving everyone in complete shock. At the same moment, Theo's system window notified him that external mana was being connected through the Thunder Gate. Cassandra apologized, explaining that her current mental state and mana circuits were far too unstable to cast such a high-level spell on their own. Because of that, she had been forced to use Theo's Thunder Gate as the catalyst to activate the magic. As the spell took effect, the entire mana circle expanded under Cassandra's control. To the blood priest's disbelief, every demonic monster they had summoned began to disintegrate under Cassandra's overwhelming mana. At the same time, Theo noticed that his own wounds were rapidly healing, leaving him surprised. Cassandra then revealed that this was the highest-tier time magic she had mastered at the end of the world. Chronograph, clockwork alignment. She explained that the spell could accelerate or freeze the flow of time for mana itself. It was especially devastating against members of the demonic cult, who received their mana from an outer god through bloodlight harmony. Cassandra smiled at Theo and admitted that the spell was extremely difficult to maintain for long, leaving the rest of the battle in his hands. Theo smiled confidently and accepted the task without hesitation. In the next instant, he launched himself off the ground with tremendous force, shattering the earth beneath his feet as he charged toward the blood priest. While attacking, Theo realized that once the mana supplied by the outer god was cut off, these enemies were nothing more than insignificant opponents. The blood priest was instantly terrified after witnessing Theo's murderous aura and overwhelming killing intent. Theo reacted in an instant and swung his sword with deadly precision, cleanly slicing through the blood priest's neck and sending his severed head crashing onto the ground. Knowing that Cassandra's powerful time magic would not last forever, Theo resolved to take down every remaining enemy before its effects disappeared. Without wasting another second, he rushed toward the second blood priest, intending to finish him off just as quickly. However, before Theo could land his attack, the blood priest suddenly raised a blade to his own throat. With a terrifying grin on his face, he accepted his failure in the trials as an unforgivable sin and willingly offered his own soul as a sacrifice. He desperately pleaded with the outer god to destroy every unbeliever standing before him and return the prophet to their embrace. The next moment, he mercilessly slit open his own throat and tore apart his own face without the slightest hesitation. As soon as his sacrifice was complete, an unbelievably powerful demonic aura erupted from his body, instantly swallowing the entire battlefield. Everyone present froze in complete shock as they witnessed the horrifying transformation unfolding before their eyes. Kelton immediately realized what had happened and panicked, recognizing that the cultists had finally activated the holy relic. Even he admitted that this was the first time he had ever witnessed such a terrifying phenomenon. Leje could only stare in horror, completely unable to comprehend the monstrous presence that was beginning to manifest before them. Even Eod was visibly shaken, recognizing the terrifying existence as something she had only ever heard about in ancient legends. Another mage was equally stunned, unable to believe that such an overwhelming and nauseating demonic energy could truly exist. In complete contrast to everyone else's fear, Theo simply smirked in amusement. Rather than feeling intimidated, he considered the timing absolutely perfect because he had been looking for an opportunity to test the true power of the All-Shattering Sword, a legendary blade capable of cutting through absolutely anything. For Theo, the appearance of an outer god in person was the perfect opponent to test that power against. Moments later, the horrifying being fully manifested before everyone. A colossal eldritch monster towered over the battlefield. Its grotesque body formed from countless fused human-like arms and legs, wrapped around a jagged armored torso. It possessed a narrow beast-like head, with a massive maw filled with razor-sharp teeth, while a single glowing blue eye was embedded deep within the center of its chest. Its pale, flesh-like body was protected by layers of organic armor, and an endless cosmic void swirled around its massive form. Countless stars and eerie floating yellow eyes filled the darkness surrounding it, creating an overwhelming and terrifying presence that completely dwarfed every person standing before it.